So last year I showed you a product by Bluetti called the EB55, and I showed you how you can use it instead of having a solar panel system in your shed or outside in your garden where you haven't got mains power, how perfect it was for using things like lights, for charging up your phones, for power banks and things like that. And you could charge it off the solar panel on your shed, or you could also use it by having the portable solar panel, which I had with the kit. I'll put a link at the end for that product, but about a month ago I had an issue that I wanted rectified. So like I just mentioned, this will go in the IBC, which then will connect the water to this, and then it'll also then give power by plugging it in to here, and hopefully with water and electricity, this might just work. It didn't work. So about a month ago in one of my videos, I showed how I would try to connect my EB55 to my Karcher power washer to my Bosch pump, but the power output was just too much and it just kept overloading, so it was a fail. And I really want to have a power washer for the plot that's powerful enough to clean the paths, clean the polytunnel, and just keep the ground down on the plot, because it is a messy system, you know, of keeping allotment tidy. But we've got a problem solver today. I've actually found a way where I can actually do that now. So Bluetti have sent me the AC180, and this is a bad boy of power banks. Do you need it for an allotment just for powering up, you know, things like lights and things like that? No, but if you want to use things like power tools, power washers, kettles, toasters, toasty makers, you name it, this is absolutely perfect for those things. So that power output is obviously 180 now rather than the EB55. So there's a lot more power in this than I had before. And I contacted them, they gladly sent me a newer model. And I'm gonna show you today how I can actually off-grid power wash my polytunnel. This would also be perfect for if you're going camping for a few nights, maybe even a week. I have taken my EB55 before camping for a weekend, perfect for that. But if you're going away for longer stays, this is absolutely perfect. So the plan is that I'm going to connect it up, clean the polytunnel, and the paths over here are they're just laden with moss and gunk and rubbish, and I keep slipping on them. So I want to try and make them as safe as possible. So I've got this Bluetti on a trolley that's separate to it. I've got my Karcher pump. I've also got a Bosch 18 pump, which I'll show you now how to set up. So click that on. Pop this in a water tank. Now the Karcher needs main power, which is where the Bluetti is going to come into place. So it's all connected now. The Bosch pump is connected to the water barrel and also to the Karcher, and then the Karcher is connected to the Bluetti AC180. So all I need to do now is turn on the Karcher, turn on the Bosch pump, and then we should be able to clean the polytunnel. I've already done this already, but on the top there's quite a lot of bird's mess and I couldn't reach it before, so fingers crossed this works. So pump on, Karcher on. An absolute huge success. Thank you so much Bluetti for sending that, because it's now ticked off one of those jobs that I couldn't do before. Let's go try the paths. I am absolutely over the moon with that. Now it doesn't have to be used for power washers, but that's what I needed it for my power tools that I want to use on the plots that I cannot get power over here. And now the perfect thing about this as well is, due to the fact that we've been having a lot of break-ins as well, it means that my power can be wheeled off and wheeled back on whenever I need it. So I'm over the moon that we've now got off-grid power at the allotment. So some of the other functions on the Bluetti as well is that there is a cigarette DC output as well, so I can use my fans in the polytunnel or in the shed. There also is a USB-C and also 4 USBs on here as well. 2 AC ports on here as well, and on the side there is other ways that you can charge up as well by mains. Also there's a circuit breaker in here as well, which is really clever. And also there is a 12-volt port here as well that you connect your solar panel to it as well if you want to charge it off grid. So that's perfect that this is. And also another thing as well, if you've got this over the plot, if you're taking it camping or whatever, there is got wireless charging on the top as well, so you can actually put your phone on top as well. So that's perfect. Now, one thing I do really like about this over the EB55 is the new digital interface on yours. So it tells you the input, the output, and also how much percentage of the charge is still left. Now, you can also draw more power from this as well by overriding the system. If you've got something like a kettle that you want it to have that little boost of power at the start. So it is all in here that I think this is a game changer for me. I really do. Now, that was always the problem as well by me using a Karcher as well, that the output was just too high for my EB55. This has got an output of 1,800 watts, so it's perfect for what I need now, for all those power tools. So the question is, am I going to replace my solar panel system and just use this? I think I'll use them together because I still want things like my lights and stuff on here when I am going to bring this over just for powering that. But for those big boy things, this is perfect for that. So it's a best of both worlds. So thank you so much, Bluetti, for sending me the Bluetti 180. Like I mentioned, I'll put a link in the description for you to go and have a look at their products. I'm Danny, and this is Grow Up.